Hello everyone, JulioToyReviews here, and this is a review of the Power Rangers movie T-Rex Battle Zord with Red Ranger. Along with the rest of the Power Rangers movie toys, the Zords are starting to come out as well, and each Zord will be sold separately, with every Zord being $20 except for the T-Rex Battle Zord, which is $35. And that's what we're going over today. So the T-Rex Zord in the movie will serve as the Red Ranger Zord, and it includes a Red Ranger minifigure along with it. So let's get on with this review. So over here is the T-Rex Battle Zord, and you can see that this thing is huge. When you compare it to other Zords, it's actually pretty long and probably about the same length or even bigger as the, what do you call it again? It was that T-Rex Zord from Dino Charge where it was the version where you could be able to activate lights and sounds and all that. I forgot the name, but I'll just put it below. But yeah, this Zord is huge. And contrary to what other people say, I actually like this design for the Zords. Again, if you go back to film history ever since like 2007, you'll see that a lot of people have been taking inspiration from Michael Bay's Transformers in terms of giant robots. And I like the Transformers sort of look that these Zords have. Again, this is what we all should have been expecting. Obviously, they're not going to grab the original suits from the show of the Zords and put them into the movie. Just making fun of people who hate the movie, in a way. But over here is the T-Rex Zord, and yeah, that's basically all I needed to say about it detail-wise. In terms of color scheme, it has a consistent color scheme of blue, what appears to be gunmetal gray, and obviously red, because this is the Red Ranger Zord. Speaking of the Red Ranger, we have this little minifigure over here, which is 2 inches tall. It's about the same height as a Lego minifigure. You can see that while there's not much paint, there is some detail actually, and a lot of it. And for articulation, you can turn the arms all the way. You can have the legs in a kicking position, or you can have both of them like this. And now the reason you can sit them down is because of the cockpit. Yep, the T-Rex's mouth is actually the cockpit of the Zord. So you could just have them resting there. But the bad part is that you can hear them rattle in there. It's not really that secure. And other things that the T-Rex can do include leg articulation over here. These flick fire missiles, which you could just press them over here and they fire off. And there's one on the other side as well, it's just you wouldn't be able to see it when I fire it. And there's also this cannon up here. Now it doesn't actually shoot anything, but this cannon actually does have sounds. And let me demonstrate.
T-Rex Zord, it's time for battle.
So the first one is Jason saying, T-Rex Zord, it's time for battle. Now for the second sound, if you remember my review of the Legacy Blade Blaster all the way at the beginning of the year, you'll remember that I would press the trigger and it would fire, and then it would get a knockback noise. And also the speed at which you would fire would be the speed at which the knockback noise would come in. This is sort of the same issue with the cannon over here. Not really an issue, but you get what I'm saying.
T-Rex Zord, it's time for battle.
Hold up, it's just after a couple of seconds it goes back to the first sound. So if I press this like 3 times, you can hear the firing noises and the knockback as well. And if I press again,
1, 2, 3.
Jason will say 1, 2, 3, and then it'll fire and do another knockback noise, which is probably like some special cannon blast or something. And if I press again,
T-Rex Zord, it's time for battle.
it just says T-Rex Zord, time for battle again. And now what I said about the speed of the knockback and stuff, watch. So you can hear that at the speed that you press the button, that will be the speed that the firing and the knockback will come at. So yeah, that's actually everything for the T-Rex Zord. He doesn't really do much on its own. However, there is something that we can see with the T-Rex Zord, something more. And that is how he'll combine into the Megazord. So let's check that out. So to create the chest piece of the Megazord, you're gonna grab the cannon.
It's time for battle.
Shut up, Jason. You're gonna grab the tail, which, there it is. You're gonna pull off the head. You're basically gonna dismantle everything. Let me do the leg first. The head is proving to be difficult. Wow. These joints are really tough. You can grab the cannons over here, which, there it is. Grab the T-Rex head, and you'll grab the Megazord head over here. And now to put this all together, you're gonna put the Megazord head over here. You're gonna grab one of his arms, put it over here. You're gonna grab the other arm, put it over here. You're gonna grab the T-Rex head, put it on the back. You're gonna grab the cannon, and if I'm correct, it tells you to put it over here on the side. And let me grab the tail and put it right over here. And I'm gonna have to zoom back a bit. So over here you can see the Megazord's chest piece, and this thing is huge. Now, the reason this is so huge is because when the T-Rex Battlezord was revealed, people were like, oh, this is just going to be some giant toy similar to the other T-Rex from Dino Charge. But nope! This is actually the version of the Megazord that combines. So when you think about the size, and you think about, hey, what about the other Zords? This Megazord is going to be 24 inches tall. That's basically like grabbing two 12-inch figures and putting them together. And my god, is that going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest Megazord that Bandai has ever done. And yeah, it's going to be freaking massive. And when I get the other Zords, I really don't know how I'll be able to show that off on camera, because my tripod doesn't work, and wow, it's just, I'm really excited that they're making a giant Megazord. It's just amazing. And for some articulation on the Megazord over here, which, let me just put the lamp back, it's sort of flipped. You have 360 head rotation. You can't move it up and down, unfortunately. You have arm articulation over here, which, if you go 360, you can bend at the elbows over here, which it sort of looks like he's giving off the middle finger. You have the cannon over here, which, again, it does no new sounds, it's just the same sounds. And you have the tail over here, which is what I assume is going to be the sword for the Megazord. Just because the Red Ranger sword sort of looks like this, and when I saw pictures of the T-Rex sword for the first time, I was like, hey, that tail looks like it could actually be a blade. But I don't know how you'll be able to hold it because, watch. See? It falls off easily. And if we go to the back over here, you see the T-Rex head, which this really has no purpose. It's just like the Tiger Zord's head being in the butt of the Samurai Ultra Zord. It's not really anything meaningful. And you may be asking, well, wait a minute, what about these two cannons? Well, once we get the pterodactyl, these are actually going to plug in the back of the pterodactyl, which will plug in over here. So the pterodactyl is actually going to serve as the wings for the Megazord, which is honestly a lot more useful than just being a chest piece. But that's basically it for the T-Rex Battlezord in general. So overall, I really like the T-Rex Battlezord. I like the size of the Zord and the fact that you get a neat little minifigure, just like when the Thunder Zords came out in MMPR Season 2. I also like that the T-Rex Zord has some sounds and the fact that he has some features like missiles and whatnot. Overall, the T-Rex Zord is just amazing, and if you're a fan of the Power Rangers movie that's coming up, or you're just a fan of Power Rangers in general, you should definitely get this. Especially because of the fact that this, along with the 4 other Zords, will create the biggest Megazord that Bandai of America has ever done. Heck, even bigger than Bandai of Japan probably. Because this thing is gonna be bigger than freaking Pyramidas. When this thing is gonna be bigger than Pyramidas, you know something is going on. But that's basically it. So until next time, I'm JulioToyReviews, and I'm signing off. Thanks for watching, everyone.